Hi, and welcome to Gen 24's painting table. Today's lesson is going to be over model preparation. I'm going to go ahead and use a pre-painted miniature because it shows the lines that need to be cleaned up a little bit better. So today we're going to be covering mold lines. Mold lines are what is caused by the two halves of the mold going together. In pewter model, it appears to be a minor, sometime major misalignment, like on this one right here. See the little line running up and down. On plastic models, it's just usually a seam where the two molds were fitting together and you had to go through and remove them. There's two main methods to removing a mold line. If they're minor, you can use your razor knife, such as this one. Now what I do, instead of trying to cut like you would removing a model from the sprue, what I do is I angle the blade downward like this, and I scrape going this way. That way you're still catching the edge and it's still wearing off a little bit of the metal, but instead of having the chance of slipping and gouging the model, it decreases that. Just go slow. As you can see, it is taking off that line. Now you can either hold it straight up and down or at a slight angle. I would not turn it like this though. That's just a good way to ruin your model. The next method that we can use to remove mold lines is diamond files. They can range anywhere from size from a normal file to a really small file like these. They come in multiple shapes. You can usually pick up the set pretty inexpensive, but what you're looking for, this is a round. If you notice, the reason they call it a microfile or a diamond file is the grain on it is really fine. It's even hard to focus on. You have a round, a square, a triangle, it's flat with a slight curve, but then it tapers to the end, and then you have a flat. Flat, of course, I use on flat surfaces. You can also use it if you have wide areas that are open, and basically you just find where you need to and you file. Now a hint is while you're filing, you want to rotate back and forth. You can either rotate the model or your hand. That way you don't develop a flat area on your model, so it doesn't look odd whenever you go to paint it. Also, it makes it so it keeps your work nice and even, and you can still see, like right here where there's a little bit of paint left, you know that's an area that still hasn't been hit by the file. So files are the preferred method, but if you just quick nitty-gritty type deal, you can use the razor. I would use the razor preferably on plastics, because those are usually pretty straight type mold lines. You can use the round one when going on a curved edge. Just go through. And most of these are needle sharp. I have actually pricked myself several times on these, so gotta be a little careful. But it's basically go through, and nothing's going to ruin a model quicker than a mold line. Also, that one that had the flat and then the curved edge would be perfect for this, because it has that nice little angle. So that set of 5 really does work out well. I do believe I paid about $20 for that set. It might have been $15, but it was worth every penny. It has helped with model preparation. Now, as you'll see, you can see little micro scratches that are in the surface. Those, once you paint over them, as long as they're not like complete gouges, just lightly go over instead of gouging in, any type of paint you have should take that off relatively well. Almost no problems at all. And it's about paying attention. Like, here's another mold line. I was painting these up really quick for a tournament, so I did not get a chance at that point to I was getting the 3-color minimum type deal down, so I didn't pay much attention. So now I'm going back through on like models like this, cleaning them up a little bit. Now one thing you can do is you can actually take your razor knife after you've went through and filed it and smooth it out a little bit if the gouges are a little deep. That way, you know, just same way you do a mold line, just run it down with the edge leading away, and it'll smooth out the pewter. Make it so that all that's less noticeable. Now, the triangle I do use, actually I use all of them pretty regularly. The big ones are probably the flat for the surface area. The one that has a flat and a curved edge, that's good for organic things. Triangle is awesome for flat areas, or for hard to reach places, like elbow, in a nook of an elbow or something. The round is really decent if it's a really tight place and you actually almost just go in and use it like a drill. Actually, the square is the one I have the least use for, because usually if it's a flat area big enough to get the flat, you know, that's of course what I'm going to use. But that's this in a nutshell. If you don't have files and you don't want to get files, you can always go out and pick up some sandpaper. You can usually pick up sandpaper from different shops, Walmart even, for different prices. Now I'm going to explain something really quick on the sandpaper. If you look at it and you see on the back, now this is a wet dry. I would not recommend using it wet. That number right there is how many grains per square inch is on that sandpaper. Per square inch, there's 2,000 bits of sand or whatever they're using as their grinding. Just like this one is 800. You can see it has a much grittier surface. You can also use those in preparation for models to be painted, especially larger area models. It's just helpful to clean things up. But that is model preparation in a nutshell. Thank you for joining us. Keep your eye out. We'll be posting more and more tutorials every day. Thank you. Have a great one.